Hello, thank you for joining me on this week's episode of Sermon from the Kitchen. How are you? Hope you have a great week. And today we'll be learning how to make soya milk, otherwise called the soy milk. The soya milk is a plant dairy. It is very nutritive, very high in protein. It has a very high proportion of protein, some vitamins and some minerals. For the recipe for our soya milk, I'll be using half a kg of the soya beans. So next, you want to wash your soya beans, then you soak it in water for about 15 to 20 minutes. So I've soaked it in water just because of time, to save time. So what you want to do next is to sieve away the water. Return back to the bowl. Then you give it a scrub with your palm. And with your thumbs. The essence is to remove the seed coats from the soya beans. We need to remove the seed coat. When the soya bean is properly soaked, it comes out easily. Like you can see, this is part of the seed coat. So you try as much as possible to remove as much seed coat as you can. Definitely everything will not come out, but don't worry. We are just going to sieve after making our soya milk. So you press between your palm, even with your thumb, you try to remove, just like this. So now you add water. You can see the seed coats are already floating. You sieve away the seed coats. Repeatedly again until you get out all the seed coats from the soya beans. You scrub in between your palms. Now I've succeeded in removing almost 80% of the seed coat from the soya beans. This is the seed coat. Now we are going to add water to soak the soya beans after removing the seed coat for about 20 to 30 minutes, just to soften it so that as we blend, it blends easily. This is now 30 minutes. Our soya beans have soaked. You add to a blender. Now we add water, enough water just for it to blend easily. It's about 1 liter. Now I was able to easily remove the seed coat from the soya beans because I soaked it in water. And that reminds me, as Christians, as believers, let's soak in His presence. You see, when we get born again, it is our spirit man that gets born again, not the flesh. And that is why the Bible says we should mortify the flesh. The word mortify means to kill. So the more you soak in His presence, the more alive you are in the spirit and dead to the flesh. God bless you. So now we want to the only way we can get the soya milk from the soya beans is by crushing the soya beans, by grinding it. And that reminds me of the threshing floor. Except grape is pressed, is crushed, you can never get the grape juice. You can never get the grape wine. So also at times we go through this crushing experience. It might be painful, it might be unbearable, it might not be pleasurable, but I tell you, Romans 8:28 says, for we know that all things work together for good for them that loves him and them that works according to his purpose. So I don't know what crushing experience you are going through. God has a way to make it to work out for your good in as much as you love God. Imagine how this soya beans has been crushed, has been pressed, but the end product is going to give us very refreshing soya milk. So our soya beans have been grinded into a very fine paste. Now we're going to sieve using a very smooth sieve. You can also use a piece of cloth, a white clean cloth, to sieve. Wow, you can see our soya milk. You can also use a fine clean cloth, like I said, purposely meant for that. But I love using this for hygiene purpose. You continue sieving until you are done with the whole mixture. Look at how beautiful our soya milk is. Now make sure your working surfaces are clean. So this is the chaff. If you have animals, you can use it as animal feed to feed your chicken, your goat, your cow. So next we want to boil our soya milk. I'm going to sieve again to get rid of any lump of particle. Wow, see how beautiful our soya milk is. We're going to boil for about 20 minutes. Now it is important to note that you use a big saucepan or a pot. Don't use a small one. Reason being, as the soya milk boils, it's going to fume up so that it doesn't mess up your working surface, and also so that you don't lose some soya milk. And as I ponder on that, it reminds me of Galatians 5:22 that talks about the fruit of the Spirit. Self-control is one of them. So you're going to use a big pot just to contain it when it starts fuming, when it starts heating up, so that it doesn't spill over, and in that process you mix some soya milk and also mess up the whole working surface. So also as believers, we have to have self-control. The Bible talks about self-control. When we are heated up, you're provoked and all that, you contain it as a believer, so that you don't end up like the soya milk, losing some of the soya milk in this aspect now, losing some virtue as a believer. And the number two thing, allowing it to spill all over the stove, all over the working surface, so that you don't spill out negativity as a believer. So you learn to curtail self-control. Now we're going to allow our soya milk to boil for 20 minutes. As it boils, you see it start fuming up. It will have some scum, which will remove as it boils up. So this is what I meant when I said you use a bigger sufuria. As you can see, as it boils, it fumes up. Imagine if you're using a smaller saute pot, it will just spill over. You lose a lot of soya milk, and also it messes your working environment. So as it fumes, you just give it a stir. This is now about 10 minutes. So we allow it to cook for another 10 minutes. But before then, you can see after stirring, it has piped down. For this half kg of soya beans, I have used 3 liters of water to mix before sieving. So we give it another 10 minutes. This is another 10 minutes, that's total 20 minutes. You add any flavor of your choice. It could be vanilla essence, it could be strawberry, banana flavor, any flavor of your choice. I'm going to add 4 drops of vanilla essence. Next, you add any sweetener. It can be honey, dates, or sugar. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar. Give it a stir, then allow it to boil for just about 2 to 3 minutes. Our soya milk is ready. You allow it to cool off, then you can serve. The soya milk has cooled down, it's no longer hot. You'll find the scum on it, something like this. We want to pour into a jug. See how nice, creamy our soya milk looks. Wow! See how rich, creamy our soya milk is. It's been pretty hot in Nairobi, so some ice cubes in a glass cup. Then there goes our soya milk. So nice, so creamy. Wow. Alright, it's tasting time. We want to taste our soya milk. Very refreshing, very creamy, and of course you know it contains a very high percentage of protein, vitamins, and some other minerals. I'm sure you want to give this a try. Our soya milk, otherwise called soy milk. Please give it a try and let me know in the comment section in my next video how it turned out. Thank you for tuning on to Salmon from the Kitchen. God bless you. See you in my next video. Bye.